Do you feel like your luck suddenly disappeared? Like things used to flow for you and then out of nowhere, everything got blocked without any explanation? The job that never comes, the money that leaves before you can save it, the partner who grows cold and distant without giving you any reason, projects that never take off, the lottery that goes to someone else. And there you are, working twice as hard as everyone, doing everything right, and yet feeling invisible to good luck. Let me tell you something very few people know. That is not a coincidence. That is not just a bad streak. That has a name. Someone stole your luck. Someone who smiles to your face and wishes you harm on the inside. Someone who cannot stand to see you move forward. They took your good energy and blocked it, and until you cleanse that blockage at the root, nothing you do will ever fully work. Today, I'm going to teach you an ancestral ritual using ingredients you already have in your kitchen or can find at any market. A ritual so powerful that in less than 2 weeks, you will start seeing clear signs that your luck is returning. And not only that, at the end of this video, I will reveal the secret that spiritual masters have always kept about the true condition for abundance to arrive and stay in your life forever. That secret is what makes the difference between people who do rituals and see no results, and those who do rituals and watch their lives transform completely. So stay until the end, because that information is worth more than any ritual. And right now, before we continue, if you feel your luck has changed, that things no longer flow the way they used to, write in the comments, "I reclaim my luck today." Write it with faith, because that declaration is the first step to activating change. Also, like this video so this wisdom can reach more people who need it. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, now is the moment. Every week we share ancestral rituals that transform lives. Subscribe and hit the bell. I know exactly what you are going through. There is a very particular feeling that people who have had their luck stolen share, that uncomfortable certainty that something does not fit. Because you are not a negative person. You are not lazy or careless. You make an effort. You wake up every day with drive. You do everything in your power. And still, there is something invisible that holds everything back right when you are about to move forward. That job offer that seemed certain and vanished out of nowhere. That money you were expecting that never quite arrives. That relationship that was going well and suddenly went cold without any explanation. That feeling that you are playing with the same cards as everyone else, but you are always the one who loses. And the most painful part is not the situation itself. The most painful part is that you do not understand why, because it was not always like this. There was a time when things flowed, when opportunities arrived, when you felt that life was on your side, and at some point that changed. And since then, no matter how hard you try, something blocks you. Well, that something has a very concrete explanation in ancestral wisdom. Someone stole your luck. And almost always, the person who did it is closer than you imagine. Someone you shared your achievements with, believing they were your friend. Someone who smiled when things were going well for you, but burned with envy on the inside. Someone who, without your knowledge, consciously or not, cast such a strong blocking energy upon you that from that moment on, everything started to get complicated. But today, that changes. Let me tell you what happened to Elena. Elena is 57 years old and lives in Mexico City. For many years, she was a woman whom life smiled upon. She had a small food business that was doing very well, a stable relationship, good health, and that quiet feeling that things were in their place. She was not rich, but she was happy. And that, as she herself used to say, is worth more than anything. But one day, at a family gathering, Elena made the mistake that many people make. She shared her achievements. She talked about how well the business was going, about her plans, about how happy she was with her partner. And among those listening was someone who smiled on the outside but could not bear it on the inside. In less than 3 months, Elena's life took a turn she could not explain. The business started to decline for no apparent reason. Customers who came every day stopped showing up. Sales that used to come on their own now took 3 times the effort and delivered half the result. Her partner became distant and cold, as if an invisible wall had grown between them. And Elena, who had always been a strong and optimistic woman, began waking up in the mornings with a weight in her chest she could not name. That feeling that something was wrong, but she could not point to what. That fatigue that rest would not cure. That sadness with no apparent reason that settled into her life like a guest no one had invited. She began to think it was her fault, that she was doing something wrong, that maybe she was no longer as capable as before. She started to doubt her decisions, her instincts, herself. And that was the hardest part, because Elena had never been that way. It was then that an older neighbor, a woman who had seen much in life, pulled her aside one day and told her with a clarity Elena would never forget. "Elena, someone stole your luck. What you are living through is not yours. Someone put it on you, and I know how to get it back." The neighbor taught her an ancestral ritual she had learned from her own grandmother, a ritual that had been passed down woman to woman in her family, simple, using ingredients from the kitchen, with no complications. Elena prepared it exactly as she was shown, with faith and patience, and within days she began to notice the first signs, a lightness she hadn't felt in months, an unexpected call from an old client, a small sale that came from where she least expected it. But what truly launched Elena's transformation was not just the ritual. It was something the neighbor told her at the end, almost in passing, like someone sharing a secret they had kept for a long time. Something Elena had never considered, and when she applied it, changed everything. I will tell you that secret in a few minutes, and when you hear it, you will understand why some people do rituals for years and see no results, and those who do rituals and watch their lives transform completely. So stay until the end, because that information is worth more than any ritual. And right now, before we continue, if you feel your luck is changed, that things no longer flow the way they used to, write in the comments, "I reclaim my luck today." Write it with faith, because that declaration is the first step to activating change. Also, like this video so this wisdom can reach more people who need it. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, now is the moment. Every week we share ancestral rituals that transform lives. Subscribe and hit the bell. I know exactly what you are going through. There is a very particular feeling that people who have had their luck stolen share. That uncomfortable certainty that something does not fit. Because you are not a negative person. You are not lazy or careless. You make an effort. You wake up every day with drive. You do everything in your power. And still, there is something invisible that holds everything back right when you are about to move forward. That job offer that seems certain and vanished out of nowhere. That money you were expecting that never quite arrives. That relationship that was going well and suddenly went cold without any explanation. That feeling that you are playing with the same cards as everyone else, but you are always the one who loses. And the most painful part is not the situation itself. The most painful part is that you do not understand why, because it was not always like this. There was a time when things flowed, when opportunities arrived, when you felt that life was on your side, and at some point that changed. And since then, no matter how hard you try, something blocks you. Well, that something has a very concrete explanation in ancestral wisdom. Someone stole your luck. And almost always, the person who did it is closer than you imagine. Someone you shared your achievements with, believing they were your friend, someone who smiled when things were going well for you, but burned with envy on the inside. Someone who, without your knowledge, consciously or not, cast such a strong blocking energy upon you that from that moment on, everything started to get complicated. But today, that changes. Let me tell you what happened to Elena. Elena is 57 years old and lives in Mexico City. For many years, she was a woman whom life smiled upon. She had a small food business that was doing very well, a stable relationship, good health, and that quiet feeling that things were in their place. She was not rich, but she was happy, and that, as she herself used to say, is worth more than anything. But one day, at a family gathering, Elena made the mistake that many people make. She shared her achievements. She talked about how well the business was going, about her plans, about how happy she was with her partner. And among those listening was someone who smiled on the outside but could not bear it on the inside. In less than 3 months, Elena's life took a turn she could not explain. The business started to decline for no apparent reason. Customers who came every day stopped showing up. Sales that used to come on their own now took 3 times the effort and delivered half the result. Her partner became distant and cold, as if an invisible wall had grown between them. And Elena, who had always been a strong and optimistic woman, began waking up in the mornings with a weight in her chest she could not name. That feeling that something was wrong, but she could not point to what. That fatigue that rest would not cure. That sadness with no apparent reason that settled into her life like a guest no one had invited. She began to think it was her fault, that she was doing something wrong, that maybe she was no longer as capable as before. She started to doubt her decisions, her instincts, herself. And that was the hardest part, because Elena had never been that way. It was then that an older neighbor, a woman who had seen much in life, pulled her aside one day and told her with a clarity Elena would never forget, "Elena, someone stole your luck. What you were living through is not yours. Someone put it on you, and I know how to get it back." The neighbor taught her an ancestral ritual she had learned from her own grandmother, a ritual that had been passed down woman to woman in her family for generations. Simple, using kitchen ingredients with no complications. Elena prepared it exactly as she was shown, with faith and patience, and within days she began to notice the first signs. A lightness she had not felt in months, an unexpected call from an old client, a small sale that came from where she least expected it. But what truly launched Elena's transformation was not just the ritual, it was something the neighbor told her at the end, almost in passing, like someone sharing a secret they had kept for a long time, something Elena had never considered, and that when she applied it, changed everything. I will tell you that secret in a few minutes, and when you hear it, you will understand why some people do rituals for years and see no results, and others do them just once and their lives change forever. The central ingredient of this ritual is star anise, and before I explain how to use it, I need you to understand why this small fruit has such extraordinary power. Because this is not superstition or baseless tradition, there is a very concrete reason. Star anise is a perfectly shaped spice that has been present in the spiritual and medicinal traditions of the oldest cultures in the world for thousands of years. But what makes it truly special is not just its aroma or its physical properties, it is its shape. Look at a star anise. Its shape is that of a perfect 8-pointed star, and in virtually every spiritual tradition in the world, the 8-pointed star is a symbol of regeneration, of cycles that clothe and open, of energy that renews itself. The ancients knew that the shape of things is not accidental. The sacred geometry that the universe itself inscribes in nature is a language, and star anise speaks the language of renewal and the opening of paths. Beyond that, star anise carries an extremely high energetic vibration. Its penetrating aroma does not only affect the physical senses, it acts directly on a person's energy field, dissolving blockages, breaking invisible chains, and drawing toward you the frequencies of abundance and good fortune. That is why this ritual works. not because it is arbitrary magic, but because it uses natural elements with real energetic properties to do exactly what you need. Break the blockage that was placed on you and reopen the paths that someone closed. To prepare this ritual, you will need a clean glass jar with a lid. It can be any jar you have at home, the kind used for preserves or jams. What matters is that it is glass and perfectly clean. Inside the jar, you will place 9 star anise. The number 9 is not random. In spiritual numerology, 9 is the number of closing of cycles and opening of new beginnings. It is the perfect number for breaking a blockage and starting fresh. Alongside the 9 star anise, you will add 9 bay leaves. Bay leaf is one of the most powerful plants for protection and victory. From the ancient Greeks to the healing traditions of Latin America, bay leaf has always represented triumph over adversity. Also, add 3 sprigs of dried rosemary. Rosemary is the spiritual guardian par excellence. It cleanses, protects, and attracts positive energies with a strength that very few plants can match. And 1 cinnamon stick. Cinnamon is the spiritual accelerator. Everything you touch with cinnamon gets activated, amplified, multiplied. It is the ingredient that makes all the others work faster and with greater force. Once you have placed all the ingredients inside the jar, fill it completely with extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil is the sacred vehicle that unites all the elements and turns them into one. As you pour the oil, close your eyes for a moment and say softly or mentally, "This oil carries my intention. It breaks every blockage and opens all my paths." Now cover the jar with aluminum foil, wrap it well, and store it in a dark place. It can be a drawer, a closet, or under the bed. It must remain in darkness for 9 days. During those 9 days, the oil is absorbing all the energy of the ingredients, charging, preparing. When the 9 days have passed, take out the jar, strain it to separate the oil from the solid ingredients, and store that oil in a clean jar. That is your sacred oil, and you will use it in several ways. Every morning before leaving home, put a small amount of oil on the tip of your finger and apply it to your right wrist, behind each ear, and on the back of your neck. As you apply it, visualize your energy being cleansed, blockages dissolving, and paths opening before you. Also, put 1 drop of this oil inside your wallet or purse. Just 1 drop is enough. That drop turns your wallet into a magnet for money. If you have a business, put 1 drop in 3 corners of the space. Only 3 corners, not 4. This activates a triangle of abundance within your workspace, and you will notice how the energy of the place shifts. If you play the lottery or any other game of chance, apply a small amount of oil to the back of the ticket before buying it. It is not a guarantee of winning, but it does open your energy field to the possibility of receiving. And if someone owes you money and is not paying, apply the oil to the palm of your hand while clearly visualizing that person handing you what they owe you. Do this calmly, without anxiety, with the quiet certainty that what is yours returns to you. In addition to the daily morning application, you can use the oil at any moment you need it. Before an important interview, before a difficult conversation, before making a big decision. There is no limit on how many times a day. The more you use it with intention, the harder it works for you.
From the very first days after you begin using the oil, you will notice signs that the ritual is working. It is important that you recognize them so you do not let them pass thinking they are coincidences. The first sign is usually a sense of lightness. That invisible weight you were carrying begins to lift. You wake up with more energy. You feel lighter, as if something that was pressing on your chest is releasing. Then come the coincidences, unexpected calls from people you had not heard from in a long time, opportunities that appear out of nowhere, small things that resolve themselves after being stuck for a long time. Do not ignore them. They are signs that your paths are opening. It is also very common to have revealing dreams during this process, dreams of clean water, clear roads, and light. In spiritual tradition, these dreams are confirmations that the cleansing is working and that something new is on its way. And at some point, usually between the 5th and the 10th day, something concrete happens, an unexpectedly good piece of news, money that arrives from where you did not expect it, a door that had been closed for a long time that suddenly opens. That is the moment you know your luck has returned. And now we arrive at the secret I promised you at the beginning, the one that made the difference in Elena's life and that spiritual masters have always known but few openly share. The ritual opens the paths, but there is one condition for the abundance that enters to stay and keep growing, and that condition is sharing. It is not about giving everything you have or sacrificing yourself. It is about something much simpler and far more powerful. When the money starts coming in, when the doors begin to open, set aside a small portion, whatever you can, and give it to someone who truly needs it. A child, an elderly person, someone you see on the street going through a hard time. The amount does not matter. What matters is that it comes from your heart. Because there is an enormous difference between giving out of obligation and giving because something inside you calls you to. The first is an empty gesture. The second is a spiritual act that the universe registers and multiplies. Because abundance works like water. It needs to circulate to stay alive. Water that becomes stagnant rots. Water that flows is constantly renewed. If you hold back what comes in, if you accumulate out of fear, it stagnates. But if you let it circulate, if you share even a small part, it returns multiplied in ways you sometimes cannot even imagine. And there is something more, something that may be the most important of all. Honor your mother or the older person who raised you, your grandmother, whoever was that maternal figure in your life. It does not matter what that relationship was like or what happened between you. It does not matter if she was a difficult mother, if there was distance, if there are wounds still unhealed. Call her, visit her, give her a small gesture, no matter how simple. Tell her you think of her. Because in spiritual tradition, honoring the one who gave us life unlocks a current of blessings that no ritual can equal on its own. Some people wonder why certain families always seem to have luck, prosperity, and health, while others struggle their entire lives without moving forward. And the answer is often right there in how they treat their elders. The child who honors his mother, who visits her, who brings her even a small gift on payday, who calls just to ask how she is without expecting anything in return, that person has spiritual protection that cannot be bought or learned from any book. It is a blessing that comes directly from heaven and settles permanently into their life. You do not need grand gestures. You do not need to spend money you do not have. It just needs to be real, to truly come from you. A 10-minute phone call, an unexpected visit, a hug she wasn't expecting. That is enough to activate something very powerful. Elena did this. She prepared the ritual, she began using the oil, and when the first sign that things were shifting, one afternoon she showed up at her mother's house with a bouquet of flowers and a box of her favorite sweets. There was no special occasion. She just wanted to see her. They spent the afternoon together, remembering things, laughing, talking the way they had not done in a long time. And when Elena left for home that night, she felt something she had not known she was missing. Peace. That very same week, the business received 3 large orders at once. A client who had not shown up in months came back and brought 2 friends, and her partner, without Elena saying a word, without any conversation, began to recover the warmth that had been lost, as if the ice that had separated them had melted on its own. The following month was the best month Elena had had in years, and she says it herself. It was not just the oil. It was the oil plus generosity plus love. That combination is unbeatable, and now you have it too. Before you go prepare your oil, there are some important things to keep in mind. First, do not do this ritual with anxiety or desperation. The oil is prepared to attract, not to chase. If while using it you are constantly thinking about why what you expect has not arrived yet, about when it's going to happen, about how urgent your need is, that vibration of scarcity blocks the effect of the ritual. Use it calmly, with the quiet certainty of someone who knows that what is theirs is already on its way. Second, do not tell anyone you are doing this ritual, not your partner, not your children, not your best friend. This type of spiritual work is strengthened by silence and weakened when exposed. Keep it to yourself. Third, if in the first days you feel things get a little more complicated before they improve, do not be afraid and do not give up. That is normal. It's the negative energy resisting its departure. Keep going with confidence. And finally, faith is the ingredient that does not come in any jar. Without it, the other ingredients are just plants and oil. With it, they become a real force of transformation. Now you have everything you need: the ritual, the ingredients, the signs that will tell you it's working, and the secret that makes abundance not just arrive, but stay. Your luck was not lost forever. It was stolen from you, and what was stolen can be recovered. If this video resonated with you, if you feel this information reached you at exactly the right moment, write me in the comments, "My luck returns today and nothing can stop me." Write it with full conviction. That declaration is a decree, and the universe listens. Like this video and share it with someone you feel needs it. Sometimes the greatest act of generosity is passing along to another the information that could change their life. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any video. Thank you for staying until the end. Not everyone has the courage to look for solutions when they feel life is closed in on them, and the fact that you are here says a lot about you. May your luck return with full force, may your paths open wide, and everything good you deserve find its way to you. See you in the next video. Until soon.